All seemed to go rosy, except for a little stumble here and a little mistake there. But generally, I could say my life was going well. Until one early Wednesday morning, I fell into a trance, a vision, a movie made up of 12 different episodes. It starred popular actors and actresses like you and me. This movie was a whole mixture of horror and comedy, error and remedy. I looked up and saw the title written in bold. This is 2020. In episode 1, January, we heard of a young boy born in the Far East. He is invisible to the eye, but spreads fear and terror, said one lady to her husband. People in the streets heard him scream so loud, saying, I was born for confusion, oppression, victimization, intimidation, and death. Call me COVID. This young boy, still on his quest, grew horns and traveled all the way to the west, to the north and to the south. He was merciless, he was ruthless, and he was brutal. He took down men, he took down women. He took down the old, he took down the young. The rich, he slapped in the face, and the poor, he knocked on the head. The streets, offices, and factories were empty, whilst homes, apartments, and hospitals were full. He took many to the land of no return. Seeing people and interacting with people became a distant thing. Life became all about zooming and hanging out on phones and laptops. While the world sought for means and ways to kill this young man, I found a solution to him: abundant grace. The way this movie was set up gave me the chills, kept me in the shadows, in the darkness. At a point, I thought it was made against blacks, when the likes of Black Panther and Black Mamba left the scene. My fears were even heightened the more when I heard of the Black Lives Matter movement. At another point, I thought it was made against Christians when actors like Ravi Zacharias and Maurice Cerullo left the movie before it ended. But in the end, I discovered that though I did not deserve it more, I was made for every episode of this movie. Abundant grace. It was as if these fears were not enough. There was pressure everywhere. Pressure from school, work, family, friends. Even pressure from my own thoughts seemed to overwhelm me. I seemed lost, not knowing the next step, not knowing the way forward. The light in my days became dimmer as I saw others excel and heard them testify that I could not even appreciate the abundant grace that I was enjoying. Then by this same abundant grace, my eyes were opened. By this same grace, my understanding was enlightened. I began to understand that every episode was a plan by grace. He took my case by the base, and every debt he paid. Onto my path he shone his rays, and into his glory I was raised. I may not have aced the race, but it is still his grace. I may not have shown my face for days, but still his grace. So now every moment of mine is full of praise, cause of his grace. He did not look at where I came from or what I had done. He did not look at the labels people had placed on me. He labeled me as his child, and that was final. So this year to you may have been a good one, full of testimonies. It may have been to you a bad one, full of tragedies. To others, it may have been a mixture of the two, like inequalities. But know that his grace abounds in all circumstances. So stand up and stay upright with a heart full of thanksgiving and gratitude. Let us walk into the new season of this movie called 2021 with confidence. Victory is assured by his abundant grace.